Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm Julia, and I'm really happy that you are here today. If you are learning English and trying to improve your speaking skills, then this episode is for you. Let me start with a simple question for you. Have you ever experienced this situation? You study English for many months or even years. You learn grammar rules. You memorize a lot of vocabulary. You watch English videos and listen to podcasts. You understand many things in English. But when it is time to speak, something strange happens. Your mind suddenly becomes blank. You feel nervous. You cannot find the right words. Or maybe the words are in your mind, but they do not come out of your mouth easily. If this sounds familiar, don't worry. You are not alone. This is one of the most common problems that English learners face all around the world. And today, we are going to talk about the real solution to this problem. The truth is very simple. To speak English well, you must train two things at the same time: your mind and your mouth. Your mind helps you understand English. It stores vocabulary, grammar, and ideas. But your mouth is the tool that produces the sounds. It is what allows you to speak clearly, smoothly, and confidently. Many learners train their mind, but they forget to train their mouth. And this is exactly why speaking feels difficult. So in today's episode, we are going to explore how you can train both your mind and your mouth for English. I will share simple ideas, practical exercises, and daily habits that can help you become a more confident English speaker. So relax, stay with me, and let's start this journey of training your mind and your mouth for English. Now let's talk about a very common problem that many English learners face. Maybe you will recognize yourself in this situation. Many people spend a lot of time studying English. They learn grammar rules, they memorize many new words, they read English books, watch English videos, and listen to English podcasts. After some time, they start to understand English better. When they listen to English, they can catch many words. When they read something, they understand the meaning. So everything seems to be going well. But then something surprising happens when they try to speak English. When someone asks them a simple question like, "Can you tell me about your day?" or "Why are you learning English?" they suddenly feel stuck. Their mind starts searching for words. They think about grammar rules. They worry about making mistakes. And because of this, speaking becomes slow, difficult, and stressful. Sometimes learners say things like, "I understand English, but I cannot speak it. I know the words, but I cannot say them quickly. I feel shy and nervous when I speak." If you have ever felt like this, please know that it is completely normal. The reason this happens is very simple. Most learners spend many hours studying English, but they spend very little time actually speaking it. In other words, their brain learns the language, but their mouth does not get enough practice. Speaking is not just about knowing words. Speaking is also a skill, and like any skill, it becomes better only with practice. So if speaking English feels difficult right now, it does not mean you are bad at English. It simply means that your speaking muscles and speaking habits still need more training. And the good news is that this problem can be fixed. In the next part, we will understand the two important systems that help us speak English: the mind and the mouth. Now that we understand the common problem many learners face, let's talk about something very important. To speak English well, two systems in your body must work together: your mind and your mouth. Let's start with the mind. Your mind is like the control center of your language. It is where you learn and store English. When you study vocabulary, grammar, or listen to English conversations, your mind is learning and remembering information. For example, your mind learns words like study, improve, practice, and confidence. It also learns how to build sentences such as, I want to improve my English, or I practice speaking every day. So the mind helps you understand English and create ideas. Now let's talk about the mouth. Your mouth is the tool that helps you produce the language. It controls the sounds, the pronunciation, and the rhythm of English. When you speak, the muscles in your mouth, tongue, and lips work together to create words and sentences. But here is something important to understand. Just knowing a word in your mind does not mean your mouth can say it easily. Your mouth needs practice to pronounce words smoothly and quickly. Think about it like learning to play a musical instrument. You may understand the notes and the music in your mind, but your hands still need practice to play the instrument well. Speaking English works in the same way. Your mind creates the message, and your mouth delivers the message. If your mind knows English but your mouth is not trained, speaking will feel slow and uncomfortable. But when both systems work together, speaking becomes more natural and more confident. So remember this simple idea. Your mind learns the language, and your mouth performs the language. Now let's talk about the first part of the system, training your mind. Your mind is where language begins. Before you can speak English, your brain needs to understand the language and store information. This includes vocabulary, sentence patterns, and ideas. Think of your mind as a library of English. The more words and sentences you put into that library, the easier it becomes to use them when you speak. When you train your mind, you are doing activities like learning new vocabulary, listening to English conversations, reading simple texts, and understanding how sentences are formed. For example, when you hear a sentence like, I am learning English every day, your mind starts to understand how English sentences work. Your brain notices the structure, subject, verb, and time expression. Slowly, your mind becomes familiar with these patterns. Listening is also very important for training the mind. When you listen to English podcasts, videos, or conversations, your brain becomes used to the sounds, rhythm, and flow of the language. Over time, your mind begins to recognize words faster. You understand sentences more quickly, and you start to feel more comfortable with the language. Another powerful way to train your mind is thinking in English. Instead of translating everything from your native language, try to create simple thoughts directly in English. For example, you might think, I need to study today. I am drinking tea. This lesson is interesting. These small thoughts help your brain become more natural with English. So training your mind gives you the knowledge and ideas you need for communication. It fills your brain with useful words and sentence patterns that you can later use when speaking. But remember, training the mind alone is not enough. In the next part, we will talk about something many learners forget, training the mouth. Now let's talk about something that many English learners forget, training the mouth. Many people spend hours learning vocabulary and grammar. They read books, watch videos, and listen to English. These activities are very helpful for the mind, but speaking English is not only a mental activity, it is also a physical skill. When you speak, The muscles in your tongue, lips, and mouth move in a special way to create English sounds. If these muscles are not used often, speaking will feel slow and difficult. Think about learning to play a musical instrument. You can read about the piano and understand how it works, but you will not become a good piano player unless you practice with your hands. Speaking English is very similar. You cannot become a confident speaker if you only study the language in your mind. Your mouth must practice producing the sounds and sentences again and again. This is why people who speak English often improve faster than those who only study grammar. The more you speak, the more comfortable your mouth becomes with English sounds. Your pronunciation becomes clearer, your speaking becomes faster, and your confidence grows. So remember this simple truth. Your mind learns the language, but your mouth turns that knowledge into real communication. And the best way to train your mouth is through regular speaking practice. In the next part, I will share some simple and powerful exercises that can help you train your mouth for English. Now, the big question is this: how can you train your mouth to speak English more easily? The good news is that you do not need special tools or a big classroom. You can train your mouth with simple exercises that you can practice every day. The first exercise is reading aloud. When you read something in English, try to read it out loud, not silently. This helps your mouth practice English sounds and sentence rhythm. Even 5 or 10 minutes of reading aloud every day can improve your speaking ability. The second exercise is called shadowing. Shadowing means listening to a short sentence and then repeating it immediately, almost like an echo. For example, you listen to a speaker say, "I am learning English every day," and you repeat the same sentence right after you hear it. This helps your mouth copy natural pronunciation and speaking speed. The third exercise is repeating sentences many times. Choose a simple sentence like, "I want to improve my English." Then repeat it several times. Each time, try to speak a little more smoothly and confidently. Another powerful exercise is recording yourself. Use your phone to record your voice while you speak English. Then listen to the recording. This helps you notice your pronunciation and improve it step by step. These exercises may look simple, but they are very powerful. When you practice them regularly, your mouth becomes more comfortable with English, and speaking starts to feel more natural. Now let's talk about an important skill that can improve your English speaking very quickly. That skill is thinking in English. Many English learners have a habit. First, they think in their native language. Then they try to translate their idea into English. This process takes time, and it makes speaking slow and difficult. But fluent speakers usually do something different. They think directly in English. This helps them speak faster and more naturally. The good news is that you can train your mind to do the same thing. One simple way to start is by thinking about your daily activities in English. For example, when you wake up in the morning, you can say in your mind, "I am waking up." When you are eating breakfast, you can think, "I am eating breakfast now." These are simple sentences, but they help your brain get used to forming thoughts in English. Another helpful method is to describe things around you. Look at objects in your room and think about them in English. You might say in your mind, "This is my table. My phone is on the table. The weather is nice today." You can also ask yourself simple questions in English and try to answer them. For example, "What am I doing today? Why am I learning English? How can I improve my speaking?" Then answer the questions using simple sentences. Remember, your sentences do not need to be perfect. The goal is to help your brain become comfortable thinking in English. When you practice this every day, something amazing happens. Your brain starts producing English ideas faster, and speaking becomes much easier. So try to make English a small part of your thinking every day. Little by little, your mind will begin to work naturally in English. Now that we understand how to train the mind and how to train the mouth, the next step is combining them together. This is where real speaking improvement happens. Your mind creates the ideas and sentences, and your mouth turns those ideas into spoken words. When both work together, speaking English becomes smoother and more natural. A simple way to practice this is with a 3-step method. Step 1. Think of a simple sentence in English. For example, you might think, "I am studying English today," or "I want to improve my speaking." Step 2. Say the sentence out loud. Do not just think it in your mind. Use your mouth and speak the sentence clearly. Step 3. Repeat the sentence a few times. Each time you say it, try to speak a little more smoothly and confidently. This small exercise connects your thinking process with your speaking ability. You can also practice this with your daily life. For example, when you are walking, studying, or doing simple tasks, try to describe what you are doing. You might say, "I am walking to class," "I am listening to a podcast," "I am practicing English right now." These sentences may be simple, but they are very powerful because they train both your mind and your mouth at the same time. The more you practice this connection, the faster your brain and mouth will work together. Over time, you will notice that speaking English feels more natural, and you will not need to think so much before you speak. Now let's talk about something very practical, a simple daily routine that can help you train both your mind and your mouth. The good news is that you do not need many hours every day. Even 20 to 30 minutes of focused practice can make a big difference if you do it regularly. Let me share a simple routine you can follow. First, spend about 10 minutes listening to English. You can listen to a podcast, a short video, or an English conversation. The goal is to help your mind get used to the sound and rhythm of English. Try to listen carefully and notice how sentences are spoken. Next, spend about 5 minutes thinking in English. Look around you and describe what you see or what you are doing. You can also think about your plans for the day. For example, you might think, "Today I will study English," or "I need to finish my homework." This small habit helps your brain start forming ideas directly in English. Finally, spend about 10 to 15 minutes speaking English. You can read a short text aloud, repeat sentences from what you listen to, or speak about a simple topic like your daily routine, your hobbies, or your goals. Remember, the goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to use your mouth and practice speaking. If you follow this routine every day, your mind will become stronger, your mouth will become more comfortable with English sounds, and speaking will slowly become easier. The most important thing is consistency. Even small daily practice can create big improvement over time. Before we finish, I want to give you some encouragement. Learning to speak English takes time and practice, and it is normal to make mistakes. Every time you speak, even if it is not perfect, you are improving. Every small step counts. Remember, fluency does not come from knowing more words. It comes from using the words you know. The more you train your mind and your mouth every day, the faster you will see progress. So do not be afraid to speak. Do not worry about mistakes. Keep practicing, keep trying, and stay consistent. Believe in yourself. Your English will get better every single day, as long as you take action and speak. Let's quickly review what we learned today. To speak English confidently, you need to train both your mind and your mouth. Your mind gives you the words, sentences, and ideas. It learns vocabulary, grammar, and how English works. Your mouth produces the sounds, controls pronunciation, and helps you speak smoothly. The key is to practice daily. Listen to English to train your mind. Think in English to form ideas naturally. Speak English every day to train your mouth. Start small, stay consistent, and keep practicing. Even a few minutes every day will make a big difference over time. Now it's your turn. Pick one sentence, think it in English, and speak it out loud right now. Do this every day, and you will see your speaking improve faster than you ever imagined. Remember, your mind learns English, your mouth delivers it, and you have the power to train both. Keep practicing, stay confident, and I'll see you in the next episode.